The 2012 AFL Grand Final was one to remember, with an intense game right to the end, and a game that Swans fans like myself will remember for the rest of their life. The Bloods' second premiership in 79 years at the time was a special victory, and was won with a squad full of legendary players, from Goods to Norm Smith medalist Ryan O'Keefe. Today we take a look at the lineup of the 2012 Swans Grand Final win, and see where they are now. Number 2, Rhyce Shaw. Playing as a back pocket on the day, he picked up 15 disposals and 2 tackles. After the 2012 Premiership, he played on with the Swans for 3 more years and retired from footy at the end of the 2015 season. Before the 2016 season, he is appointed as the assistant coach of the Swans until the end of 2018. He decided to continue his coaching career as he moved to North Melbourne and became the assistant coach there. Brad Scott, the head coach at the time for the Kangaroos, suddenly resigned after 10 rounds of the 2019 season, and Shaw replaced his role for the rest of the season. At the end of the 2020 season, he stepped down from the Kangaroos' head coach role for personal reasons. Currently, Rhyce is the Gold Coast Suns' head of development. Number 3, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝. The Swans skipper at the time was a key part of the Swans Grand Final win, playing in the forward pocket and the midfield, picking up 21 disposals, 2 goals, 9 tackles and a goal assist. �絵𝐥𝐝 continued to lead the Swans for another 7 years, then announcing his retirement at the end of the 2019 season, after a fantastic 16 season and 325 games with the Swans. His retirement did not stop him from drifting away from footy, as after the 2019 season, he became one of the Sydney Swans midfield coaches and continues to this day. Number 4, Dan Hannebery. Hannebery was an icon player for the Swans, and this game was one of his best in the red and the white, racking up 29 disposals, 5 tackles, a goal and a goal assist, most people saying he was unlucky not to win the Norm Smith. On the day he played in the midfield. It looked like Hannebery was going to do the same thing as 𝐕𝐥𝐝 and retire after over a decade for playing for the Swans. However, he requested a trade back to Victoria after the 2018 season, and since 2019 he has been a saint. Unfortunate to see that he currently has some bad injuries going on. Number 5, Ryan O'Keefe. The Norm Smith medalist on the day had a great performance with 28 touches, 15 tackles and a goal assist playing in the midfield. He would go on to play for 2 more seasons with the Swans before calling it quits after a productive 14 seasons with Sydney. After footy, he began his coaching career at Adelaide as a midfield development coach. Around 2 years later, he became the head coach of the Crows' Sandful side. In December 2018, he moved away from Adelaide to become the head coach of the TAC Cup side Western Jets for 2 years. Currently, he's working for AFL New South Wales/ACT as the coaching development and education lead. Number 9, Nick Malcesk. Nick was obviously a huge part in the Swans win with his 2 forever remembering goals in the first quarter and the sealing goal to win in the last term. He had 18 disposals, 7 tackles, 2 goals and 2 marks on the day. Just like Ryan O'Keefe previously, he would leave Sydney after the 2014 season. However, Malcesk continued his playing career as he moved to the Gold Coast Suns and played there for 2 seasons, injuring his knee unfortunately, forcing him to hang up the boots. In 2018, he became the needful Gold Coast Suns head coach. Currently, he's enjoying retirement in Queensland and is the head coach of a local Gold Coast footy team called the Labrador Tigers. Number 10, Mitch Morton. Morton was a diamond in the rough for the 2012 Swans, making his club debut in round 21 that season. He picked up 11 disposals, 2 goals, 2 marks and 4 tackles on the day. Morton decided to retire from the AFL after spending another season with the Swans. He retired because he studied commerce at university and was keen to develop a career in the corporate sector. Currently, he is living back in his hometown Perth. He is 94th in the world in paddle tennis and is a founding member of Paddle Perth. He joined back to his old junior footy side called Lake Brace Pingrot, and he also runs an Instagram account as an anxiety mentor. He's also the founder of Mr. Anxiety Seminars, and he talks about how to beat anxiety on his Instagram page, which is great to see. Number 12, Josh Kennedy. Josh is a champion player for the Swans, and he had a fantastic grand final, picking up 26 disposals, 2 marks, 2 goals and 4 tackles. Josh has continued to play for Sydney after the grand final to today, picking up many awards on the way, such as 3 All-Australians, 3 Swans Best and Fairest awards, and the Sydney Captain from 2017 onwards. He's still playing for the Bloods at 32 and is on the road to 300 games. Number 14, Craig Bird. Playing on the half-forward line on the day, Craig was a solid member in the Swans Premiership glory, having 19 disposals, 4 marks and 6 tackles. Bird continued to play for Sydney up until the end of 2015. He was then traded to Essendon and played there for 2 seasons, until unfortunately he was delisted by the side at the end of 2017. Deciding to retire after being dropped, Craig moved back to his hometown Nelson Bay and returned to play for his old side, the Nelson Bay Marlins. Currently, he's living in Nelson Bay, playing for the Marlins and is coaching the Swans Academy in the Newcastle area. Number 15, Kieran Jack. Kieran was one of the star midfielders for the Swans in the 2010s, and this game was no exception, picking up 14 disposals, 3 marks, 2 goals and 9 tackles, and also a goal assist. Jack decided to continue his one-club legacy with the Swans, playing for the side until announcing his retirement at the end of the 2019 season. After the 2012 Grand Final, he was appointed the Swans co-captain until 2016, after Adam Good stepped down. After a strong 13 season and 256 games with the Swans, he moved into business, working as the Swans business development manager, then becoming the mergers and acquisitions manager at KPMG Australia, which is what he is currently doing. Number 20, Sam Reid. Sam was one of the youngest members of the Premiership side at 20 years old, but still contributed a lot towards the win, playing on the half-forward line with 13 disposals, 3 marks, 3 tackles, a goal assist and a goal. He has continued to play for the Swans to this day at 29 with over 150 games and is still a solid key forward for Sydney. Number 24, Jude Bolton, a legendary Sydney player, playing in both the 2005 and 2012 Grand Final. He had a solid performance on the day, playing on the ball with 13 touches, 2 marks and 7 tackles. He played for one more season after winning the flag, then completed his fantastic 15-season career and 325 games with the Swans. After retirement, he was the crew member for a Sydney to Hobart yacht race, alongside other celebrities. Currently, he is part of the Channel 7 AFL crew as a boundary commentator. Number 25, Ted Richards. Ted was a lock at the back for Sydney and he contributed well at full back with 11 touches, 2 marks and 5 tackles. Richards would play for 4 more years before announcing his retirement with the Swans at the end of the 2016 season after 228 games with the Bloods. During his time at Sydney, Ted completed a Bachelor of Commerce at university, so post-retirement he joined an investment company called 𝐓𝐡𝐞 as the Director of Business Development. Ted also has his own podcast called The Richards Report, discussing finance-related topics with notable Australian people. Number 26, Luke Parker. Parker is a fan favourite for the Swans and always will be. Luke was only 19 years old on the day, so he was on the bench for most of the game. He picked up 3 touches and 2 tackles. The 2012 season was only Parker's second season, so the best was yet to come for the midfielder. He has continued to play for Sydney to this day, picking up 2 Swans Best and Fairest awards and 1 All-Australian honours. There is still quite a bit left in the tank for Parker at 28, so there is definitely enough time for him to taste the Premiership again. Number 29, Martin Mattner. The over 200 gamer in the AFL was a key player in the Swans backline, playing in the back pocket, picking up 11 disposals, 1 mark and 6 tackles. He would go on to play for 1 more season with the Swans before calling it quits after a delightful 12-season career with the Crows and Swans. In 2016, Mattner became the head coach of SANFL side 𝐸𝐡 Football Club and won back-to-back premierships as coach. He would then retreat to the Adelaide Crows in an assisting coaching role in 2018. However, due to reduction in coach panel sizes, he returned back to the 𝐸𝐡 Footy Club to coach them again in 2021. Number 30, Lewis Roberts-Thomson. LRT, or the Hyphenator, or whatever you want to call him, was a cult figure for the Swans, also playing in the 2005 Grand Final. The utility man played around the ground, picking up 14 disposals, 7 marks, 1 goal and 4 tackles. He played on with the Bloods for 2 more seasons, then retired at the end of 2014 after 12 seasons and 179 games with the Swans. Currently, he still lives in Sydney and he is the project manager of construction company Catalyst One. Number 32, Lewis Jetta. One of the most exciting players to watch in the Premiership squad, Jetta had a fantastic day on the wing with 12 disposals, 3 marks, 2 goal assists and a tackle. Jetta played for the Swans until the end of the 2015 season, until he was traded back to his homeland in the West Coast Eagles for exchange for ruckman Callum Sinclair. He played for the Eagles, also being part of the 2018 Premiership until being delisted by the club at the end of the 2020 season. Currently, Jetta is enjoying life in WA with his family and is playing for his old junior side, Swan Districts, in the Waffle. Number 34, Alex Johnson. Known as one of the most unfortunate players in the AFL due to his multiple knee reconstructions, this game did not stop him from having a solid performance on the day, playing at halfback flank, picking up 15 disposals, 4 marks and 3 tackles. The following pre-season after the grand final, he injured his knee, and this was the start of his infamous knee injury journey, going through at least 5 knee reconstructions in 6 years. He finally made his return to the senior side in round 20 2018, but he injured his knee again the following week, forcing the Swans to delist him at the end of the season, which led to his retirement of the AFL. He joined VFL side Northern Blues in 2019 as a player and development coach. He then signed for his old high school side, 𝐓𝐡𝐿 a year later. He currently is a cycling enthusiast and is part owner of a cycling studio called 𝐓𝐡𝐞. Number 37, Adam Goodes. One of the biggest role models of all time in AFL footy, this game was one of Adam's most memorable games. Playing full forward and centre half forward on the day, picking up 14 touches, 2 marks, 6 tackles, 3 goals assists, and that one iconic goal. Because of constant racial slurs towards Goodes, he stood up for what he believed in and fought against it. He, however, got enough of the booze, so he retired in 2015 at 35, after a Hall of Fame worthy 17 seasons and 372 games for the Swans. Goodes is proud of his Indigenous heritage, so after retirement, he spent time improving lives of Aboriginal Australians, from working with troubled youth from detention centres to improving awareness for Aboriginals. He has started many different foundations, one being with former teammate Michael O'Loughlin, and has wrote books and talked in documentaries about his career and Indigenous roots ups and downs. He is currently working for different Indigenous organisations as a director, and is the ambassador for many different companies like Qantas, Toyota, Woolworths and David Jones. Number 38, Mike Pyke. The Canadian was a huge impact on the Swans' win, with main ruckman Shane Mumford being out from a sore hamstring in the 4th term. He was able to ruck on his own very well, picking up 16 disposals, 6 marks, 29 hit-outs and 3 tackles. He continued to be a consistent player for Sydney, but after knee problems towards the second half of 2015, he retired at the end of that season. That same year, he completed a master's degree in commerce, so after retirement, he joined an investment bank called Malcesk & Company. This is what he's currently doing, and also enjoying life in Sydney. Number 39, Heath Grundy. One of Sydney's best backmen in the 2010s, Heath had a great game at centre half back, picking up 14 disposals, 3 marks and 2 tackles. Grundy continued to be the Swans' key defender for another 7 years, before retiring at the end of 2019. After retirement, Heath did some coaching with the Swans Academy for a year, and is now a contract administrator for a construction company called FDC Construction in the Sydney area. Number 40, Nick Smith. The classy ball-playing defender did his job well on the half-back flank, notching up 11 disposals, 4 marks and 4 tackles on the day. Just like Heath Grundy before, he was a consistent backman for the Bloods year by year, then made his retirement at the end of 2019. Nick is currently getting his master's degree of Business Administration, and he is an investment associate at Moelis Australia. Number 41, Shane Mumford. The primary Swans ruckman in the grand final unfortunately got injured, so he wasn't able to play the full game, but he still picked up 6 disposals, 2 marks, 14 hit-outs and 3 tackles. He played on with the Swans for another year, then he moved across town to rivals GWS, where he has played there since. So fellas, I hope you enjoyed that video of the full 2012 Swans Grand Final squad and where they are now. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy today's video, that'd be much appreciated, and I'll talk to you later fellas. See you later.